Now let us talk about an amazing feature which is going to be the trend over here, the forecast, the trend, all those things, and something which is not we haven't used so far. And you may be wondering when we're gonna come on to that option. We are here, and this is specially applicable to line chart and couple of more charts. Right now we are talking about line. So once this line chart is selected, you may have seen before that we went into the fields, we went into the formatting over here, but we didn't touch the last thing, which is analytics, right? So we need to jump into the analytics part, and here we have a lot of options with us. So the very first option that you see over here, we have the trend line, right? So let me just get into the trend line, and there is very simple option. I'll just click on add, and based on the data, you may have seen that it has already added a trend line. Let me also put into the focus view so that you will be able to see everything in a very focused way, right? And that's the trend line, very smoothly prepared over here, created over here by Power BI, taken care by Power BI directly. Let me just remove it and collapse it. And then we have the constant line. It means that you can actually put a value that you need to show. Maybe you have a benchmark with you based on the data that you have. You can simply put a value over there and it will compare that over that constant line. Then we have the minimum line, then we have the maximum line also. Let me show you the maximum line. Again, the topmost value where it hit the revenue, it is showing that line over there. So this is how it is. I mean, average line, you have the median line, percentile line. And then what I'm very interested about is forecast. This is something I need to discuss with you in detail, and it will take some time to discuss. So let's just sit tight. And here you can see, I can simply say add, first of all. And the moment I do, it has created and inserted a gray shaded region. Now we need to understand this, how we're going to read it. The very top line over here of the gray shaded region is going to be the upper bound of the values. And at the bottom line, you will see it's the lower bound. And in between, you see this thin black line. This is going to be the forecast, right? And this is for how many months that I need to check. So if you see over here, it says forecast length. So it's fully customizable, and we are going to do that. I'm going to explain everything to you because in lot many projects that I have done, this is something which has been used a lot. So I want to discuss this in detail with you. Maybe you're going to end up using it in your job role, right? So here it says the forecast length is 10. What do you mean by 10 points? 10 points means that the point is basically the period which this entire chart is based on. Right now it is based on monthly trend. So 1 point is equivalent to 1 month. So 10 means for 10 month. If you want, you can click on the drop down and change the way it is actually giving us the values. You can change it to days, month, quarters, years, whatever. I'll just keep it with points only, but I want to show you something. I'll change it to, let's say, 5. Okay. And I'll go down and I'll click on apply. So now you'll see it's shortened up now for only next 5 months. So I'll just keep it like this, number 1. Second, it says the ignore last. See, sometimes in businesses, it happens that, maybe past couple of months, the sales that has been done, something unusual happened. Like, the situation of COVID that happened. Now, because of this, a lot of businesses lost huge chunks in revenue and a lot of things. So basically, you can actually tell this forecast that you should ignore past couple of months. So for example, because of COVID, it took 3 months to revive the entire business. So I'll just change it to from 0 to 3. Okay. And now if I go down and I click on apply, you will notice something that it will ignore the last 3 months from here, and it's going to start the forecast past 3 months. Look at that. Okay, from here it is starting the forecast, not from the end point, because it's ignoring the last 3 months. So that is what they ignore last. So it's completely up to you. You know the situation of your data. So I'll simply put 0 once again and then apply, because I don't want to consider this part. I just want to explain it to you. Now, very interesting part, which is confidence interval. Confidence interval is basically how much confident you are that the actual will fall into this gray shaded region. It means the forecast region. Now, again, you are the right person to judge because you know about your data. In this case, if you see, this gray shaded region is pretty wide because, and that is because it's 95% over here. It means we are much more confident now that the actuals will fall into this region. Okay. If I decrease this to, let's say, 75%, now you'll notice that this gray shaded region will get shrunken up. Why? Because now we are less confident that the actuals will fall over here. This is what a confidence interval means. Now, I know, so this kind of a discussion happened with the, sometime it happens with few of my trainees and, clients also. They say actually the confidence interval is something which is opposite of what I'm explaining, and I agree with that also, but this is how it is over here into Power BI. That's what I'm telling you as per what they have put in over here. So just to be on the same page, I'm just talking about this thing. So I hope you got this idea. You need to increase it if you want to expand the the area of this gray shaded region, which is the forecast region. So that's completely up to you. I'll click on apply. Suppose I'll go with 95%, and then you will notice something that over here it's a straight line. Now sales won't be happen in this way, or anything else even won't happen in this way, that it will be a straightforward trend. No. So for this, it is actually not considering the ups and downs in the previous trend, in the past trend. It is not considering the ups and downs. What I'm talking about is the seasonality. It is not taking into the consideration that how the revenue has been gone up and down. It is not considering. It is just giving us a straightforward line. So if you want it to consider, you should mention the seasonality points. Suppose in this business, AdventureWorks business, it's basically for every 3 months is a season, right? And this is what I can mention it over here, 3 points. So for every 3 months, it's going to consider the past data, and the moment I apply, it will put some zigzags, ups and downs into the forecast. So this makes it more realistic, right? So this is the entire explanation of inserting a forecast. So I hope you understood this. I'll just go back to the report because this is the final chart that we have with us. Let me just move the face cam slightly, and let me just adjust it. Okay, this is the final chart we have. So I hope you understood this entire part. I would suggest just go through with this once again, try to create it by yourself, and try to correlate with what you are doing right now. Okay, the data that you are playing around with. It will be helpful for you to understand in a much better way. Thank you so much.